No, I'm not very good with death or anything like that. I say that like I know death. We're not on good terms. I'm not really good at being emotional and coming across all lovey-dovey and all that type of stuff, right? So I'm just going to be quite matter of fact. Uh, I deal with grief in a weird way. It bothers my wife. Unfortunately, Donovan, Cripp Daddy, you probably recognise him. I mean, Jesus, how could you? It's not, it's not like that little goblin's. It's not like he's that little goblin's difficult to forget. He has unfortunately passed away. And the story that I was given, I mean, I've seen the DMs from his girlfriend. Girlfriend, I know I was shocked too. Uh, he was drunk and choked to death on pizza, which made me. That's not funny. Oh, fuck me. Fucking hell. Right, so I've seen the DMs from his girlfriend. Apparently he was drunk. He took a bite of pizza. Currently I don't know what kind of pizza, because apparently that was a point of contention. What kind of pizza? Like it fucking matters. I mean it does a little bit. And he choked on the pizza, um, which resulted in him having a seizure, and it was the seizure that killed him. And because of just the ridiculousness of that story, I thought it was fake because Donnie has faked his death before. I thought it was fake because he faked his death a few times because he's been in and out of hospital a lot. I mean, I think there was a period of like 7 months where he just wasn't on Twitter because he was in hospital hooked up to breathing tubes and all manners of stuff because of the disability that he was born with. So I thought it was fake, but no, turns out it's real. Uh, he died choking on fucking pizza. I mean, fuck me. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny, but it's funny, right? But yeah, it's absolutely tragic and terrible because one thing about Donnie is, despite everything that was wrong with him, he fucking laughed about it all the time. He had absolutely no filter. He said whatever the fuck he felt like on Twitter. My favourite thing that I ever saw him do online was the time that he made Trisha Paytas have an absolute spare gout and have a complete meltdown online because I don't know if don't Google it. I'm telling you not to Google it, but Trisha Paytas got a boob job and it was a bad one. It was a bad one. It was like our nipples aren't where they're supposed to be. It's really really bad. And Donovan replied to her post of her boobs saying, "The plastic surgeon did to you what God did to me." Right. So and Trisha did not take that well and had a little bit of a meltdown online. And it was fucking funny, right? It was hilarious. It was the funniest thing ever, right? And he was like that online. He was just always shit posting, always having a laugh. Didn't give a fuck about his disability. Made fun of it. Made fun of himself. Him and his back and forth with Ricky Berwick were always very entertaining. And he was just a nice guy. Like I talked to him. I keep forgetting that the way I deal with death is I'm very, very. But then after everyone's left, I'll go somewhere in private and not do anything because I'm a fucking man, right? I don't fucking cry. But because that's the way I approach death, I went into my wife, forgetting that her and Donnie used to talk in DMs all the time, and I just went to my wife, "Yeah, Donnie's passed away," just so abruptly, and my wife started crying. I know, man, and I was like, "Yeah, well, I'm just telling you," and then I left the room because I'm a fucking arsehole. But yeah, yeah, he was a great guy. He was a talented stand-up comedian, and I said on Twitter, he was a lot funnier than he gave himself credit for. The man was really really good at telling jokes, and he was funny. He was just naturally funny and all that, and it's just absolutely terrible that this has happened to him. But I mean, look at him. We knew it was coming. We knew he was going to die early. We just didn't think it would be choking to death on fucking pizza. Ah, I'm making jokes. It's how I deal with it. However, something that's wonderful as well, I mean, not exactly wonderful, but wonderful considering the circumstances, is funeral costs. GoFundMe has been created. The target was $8,000. It's currently sitting at $21,000. I whacked $500 in there myself. I think Mutahar has as well. There's been a bunch of other. Justin Wang, he was another name that I saw. We've all whacked in like $500 each. And this is obviously, it's going to go towards his funeral, but it's obviously going to go towards his family, towards his mother, who I'm going to look up because Cripp's mum's hot. Like, I'm sorry. I like her. I think she's hot, and she's going to have a lot of time on her hands now that she's not looking after him. That's not funny. Uh, as many of you already know from Nazi Pug, jokes are how I deal with horrible events, right? But I'm going to put the link down in the description if you would like to donate some money so it can go towards his funeral costs, help his family out, stuff like that. And no jokes, this out of character, let's be serious. Donnie was a great guy. He was a really great guy. He was really nice, really friendly, and a masterful comedian. The problem is he couldn't do a lot of stand-up because he required so much care, and basically taking him to another town to perform stand-up was a huge upheaval, and it took a lot of work, which is why he rarely got to do it, which is disappointing because I would have loved to have seen more. I mean, you've seen his videos and everything on Twitter. He was a genuinely really funny guy, and if I'm being honest, the internet's going to be a worse off place without him.